What? What's going on? It's yours truly. Just say it with me. They call me Mr. TALIAFERRO. How's everybody doing out there? Welcome to another edition of my very entertaining series entitled What? Yes, when you hear that word what, then you know we've tried everything in our power to understand some of these entertaining but very interesting, to say the least, news stories across the globe. This time around, we're gonna make our way to Las Vegas, where this big time fight happened over the weekend. And I gotta send a message to Deontay. Now let me put this out there. I would rather send this message to Deontay over the internet rather than in person. And everybody who knows me, you know I ain't one of them internet keyboard thugs. But be clear, alright, this dude's like 6'6", 6'7". He's chiseled, he's buff, and he's scary. Alright, I don't want no parts of Deontay Wilder. So Deontay, I mean this in the most respectful way possibly, but you got me questioning you, my brother, and everything that I thought I knew about you, because I am a big fan of yours. Now I want to get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. As you all may know, over the weekend, Wilder was in one of the biggest fights in the last 20 years. It was the rematch that we all wanted to see. Tyson Fury, this big 6'9" boxing machine who kind of looks out of shape on appearance, but he knows what he's doing in that ring. He was taking on the strong, the diesel 6'6", 6'7" knockout artist Deontay Wilder. This mega fight of two heavyweights. We rarely get these big time fights with heavyweights nowadays. It's always special when you got these heavyweights who both have the ability to knock the other guy down. Look, neither of these guys had lost the fight coming in. As a matter of fact, the only real blemish on either of these dudes' fighting resumes was their first fight. They ended in a tie. Fury clearly outboxed Wilder in the first fight, but Wilder knocked Fury down 2 times, and that's how we got to a tie. And in that last knockdown, it seemingly looked like Wilder had knocked Fury out for the count. A lot of people believe the ref was counting too slow. Somehow, some way, Fury popped up like the Undertaker at WrestleMania taking on Triple H. So we fast forward to Saturday night, alright? The stars are out for this heavyweight rematch, and it was a complete dud. Tyson Fury, from the moment the bell rang, beat the snot out of Deontay Wilder. He beat his ass like Tommy Hearns did Martin back in the day on the hit show. Martin, Wilder never won a round. He never had a chance. The fight ended when Wilder's team threw in the towel. A 7th round win for Fury and his camp. Wilder obviously was very upset. He wasn't able to go out on his shield, meaning if he was going to lose the fight, he wanted to go down swinging. He wanted Fury to do to him what he was unable to do to Fury in the first fight. He wanted Fury to knock him out for the entire 10 count, leaving no doubt. Immediately after Wilder's defeat, it was announced that Wilder was firing his longtime co-trainer and former boxer Mark Breland, who ultimately made the call to throw in the towel and then in the fight for Wilder and the crew. Am I disappointed in Wilder for firing his promoter and his friend this soon after the fight? No. I respect a man who wants to go out the same way he put a lot of dudes down. I respect it. Am I disappointed that Wilder lost the fight? Not at all. The greatest heavyweights in the world all lost fights, from Ali to Foreman to Tyson on down, Lennox Lewis, they all lost fights. Am I even disappointed that Wilder lost to Fury via a 7th round TKO? Just a little bit, not really. I watched the fight at Buffalo Wild Wings. I didn't pay the $80 for pay-per-view, which I'm very happy about. Hell, I didn't even pay the cover to get into Buffalo Wild Wings. What disappointed me more than anything, though, was the excuses that Wilder made right after the fight. So right after the fight, here's Wilder's excuse for why he believes he lost to Tyson Fury.
I'm doing good, you know. Things like this happen. The best man won tonight, but my coach, my side, threw in the towel And, you know, I'm ready to go out on my shield, man. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of things going on coming into this fight, but it is what it is. You know, my leg was already weak coming in due to other little things. But, you know, I make no excuses tonight. I just wish that my corner would have let me win out on my shield. I'm a warrior, and that's what I do, you know what I'm saying? But he did what he did. It's no excuses, and we come back and be stronger.
Yeah, Wilder claims he wasn't making excuses, but then in that audio, he goes on to make excuses. Look, I've never been a fan of interviews right after fights, especially for the loser. Wilder's ear was bleeding very badly during the fight. His equilibrium looked off as he was slipping and tripping the latter few rounds of the fight. The only person Wilder needed to talk to after that fight was a doctor. I don't want him doing any interviews, none of that. Go get the help that you need. Go talk to your girl, your daughter, and go to the hospital to make sure that ear ain't falling off Mike Tyson style. But even after Wilder made those excuses after the fight, I'm thinking to myself, bro was probably off. Obviously, he just suffered his first defeat. He got hit probably in ways that he had never got tapped in the fight. He was on the ground. I'm going to give Wilder, even with the excuses he made, just because it was so soon after the fight, I said I'm going to give Wilder a pass for that. But here's where I'm not giving Wilder a pass for this excuse. I failed to mention how both of these fighters got to the ring for this mega fight. Fury walked in on a throne as the Gypsy King he claimed to be. He didn't exert any energy at all walking to the ring because he got carried in on his throne. He did exactly what he said he would do, which was he would come to the ring like a king, he would bring the pressure to Wilder and knock him out, and he did just that. Now Wilder, on the other hand, he walked to the ring. And he didn't just walk to the ring by himself with his own body weight, as if that wasn't enough. It's worth noting that both these fighters decided to put on a lot of weight to increase their power. Wilder came in at 231 pounds for this fight. That's the heaviest he ever fought at in his career. Well, Wilder decided to add more weight to the heaviest that he fought at in his career. I could actually do a what right there. So he's already at 231, the heaviest that he was. It's worth noting for the last Fury versus Wilder fight, I believe Wilder came in around 212. And at 212, Wilder was able to knock Fury down 2 times. But both of these dudes, they said they wanted to change their game plan for this fight. Obviously, it worked out for Fury. Not as much for Wilder. Wilder's at 231 coming into this fight, and he decided to add 40 more pounds to that as he came in with some type of medieval knight soaring from Lord of the Rings Black Panther costume. I wasn't a fan of the costume, but in my mind, I'm thinking to each his own. If Wilder wanted to wear a costume to the fight, let's be real about this. Who was going to look that grown man, that big grown man in his eye and tell him no? I damn sure wouldn't. So I ain't mad at no one for not telling Wilder, you know what? This probably not the best idea to be your heaviest going into the fight and then add another 40 pounds in costume. That's probably not the greatest idea. To each its own, all right? I never in my wildest dreams, though, I never thought Wilder would make an excuse for wearing the costume. Here's what Wilder told Yahoo Sports, and I can't believe he said this. I didn't have no legs from the beginning of the fight. In the 3rd round, my legs were just shot all the way. But I'm a warrior, and people know that I'm a warrior. It could easily be told that I didn't have legs or anything. A lot of people were telling me it looked like something was wrong with you. Something was. But when you're in that ring, you have a lot of things going on. Wilder even downplayed the beating he got from Fury, which I think all of us who watched the fight can clear as day see that Wilder lost that fight. He got his ass handed to him. He never won a round. Here's what Wilder also told Yahoo Sports in an interview that has not been released yet, at least the audio hasn't. He said, Fury didn't hurt me at all. But the simple fact is, my uniform was way too heavy for me. I'm wetter than that. What? Motherfucker, what? I seen you rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, tumbling all over the damn ring, and you got the nerve to tell me that you didn't get hurt at all by Tyson Fury in that fight that you lost in a 7-round TKO? What? Motherfucker, your ear is hanging off of your head half the fight. You're bleeding pretty much since like what, round 1 or 2, and you're telling me you didn't get hurt at all? Tell that to your ear. I'm pretty sure your ear is not on the same page with you saying I feel fine today. I'm pretty sure your wife is having to say things at least 2 or 3 times, your girlfriend, excuse me, at least 2 or 3 times today because your hearing is not the greatest in the ear that Fury took advantage of in that fight. That's another excuse. You see, a lot of boxers can make excuses, but I didn't expect that from Wilder. Your whole brand, Wilder, has been you're this knockout machine who will fight anyone and that you've never lost. You've even said you love the fact that you have the right to legally kill a man in that boxing ring, but now you making excuses? Kind of off-brand for Deontay, if you ask me. Wilder admitted that he only tried the costume on once the night before the fight, and he didn't realize or didn't think it would be that heavy. My guess is he didn't account for the helmet and the batteries that it took to light this costume up. That's your fault though, big guy. You can't blame that on your team or anyone else. You can't use that as an excuse. How you mad at your trainer for throwing in the towel and not letting you go out on your shield, but you're not mad at yourself for trying to wear a shield down to the ring? What was your helmet when this grown man was licking you? You needed protection then. You got a grown man all in your face, but you mad about the ring gear you wore? You're blaming that as the sole reason why you lost this fight? Wilder, you're going to still go out and dominate people. I do believe Wilder can regroup to a degree and with other fights in his career because he's got 2 things you can't teach: that powerful right hand and that intimidation factor. He doesn't have to be the best boxer in the world. He will be fine. But what Fury did expose of Wilder in this fight, you were selling us, fans, especially the kids, that you're this Black Panther-like figure. What you can do in that ring has never been seen. I'd even go as far as to say it's unhuman-like, it's Black Panther-like, which makes sense why you wore that costume, but now we know you can be beaten. That's what Wilder got exposed by Tyson Fury for. Hell, now we know you can even be licked in a fight. Why do that though? Why make excuses, especially this quick after the fight? Why do another interview and make excuses? Look, I know you're trying to invoke your 30-day rematch clause, which I think is a mistake right now, but hey, you didn't have to make excuses. Both fighters allegedly made $28 million off of the first, this fight right here, the second fight, as it was a 50-50 split. If Wilder does decide to invoke his rematch clause in the next 30 days, since he is the loser of the fight, he will have to agree to take less in the trilogy, in the third fight between these two. The clause says the winner of the second fight automatically gets the 60-40 edge in the split. But I don't even know if I want to see this again, man. Nothing from Wilder's side in this fight made me believe that he could beat Tyson Fury in a rematch. I just don't believe it. And I gotta what this man.
What?
For making excuses. I did not expect Deontay Wilder, out of all fighters, just the way he had branded himself, to come in, get his ass whooped, and then make excuses. I'm sorry, I just did not believe it. Y'all let me know in the comment box below, would you be willing to pay $80 at least for a third fight between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder? Wilder's claiming that the reason why he lost was not because Fury was the better fighter, not because Fury knocked him down, or because Fury brought the fight to Wilder. He's claiming the reason why he lost is because of the costume he wore to the ring. It made his legs too weak to fight. Yeah, I gotta what that.
What?
I gotta what?
What?
What do you think about Wilder's excuse? Let me know in the comment box below. I cannot believe Deontay Wilder made excuses after losing this fight. I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
All the kids, they tuned in.
We locked in right now, Mr.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Shout out to Mr. TALIAFERRO.
watching Mr. TALIAFERRO TV.
Mr. TALIAFERRO TV.